welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting. And on my last video, I talked about raising a daughter through the trials and tribulations of it all. And if you watched my last video, you would know that I got a lot of facts wrong. So my editor here brought a lot of things to my attention, and in the course of just discussing the editing and everything that went on, I had asked would she mind coming on and just talking about how she felt. One, listening to just all of the videos that I've uploaded, and then two, how she actually felt going through all of it. So there's no script, we didn't plan anything, this is just kind of like talking out loud. So I thought first maybe you can just talk about how you want to talk about how you felt growing up, or how you feel now watching my videos, like anything.
Which one do you want to talk about first?
Whichever one you feel comfortable with.
Well, when I was younger, I didn't know everything that was going on was going on. So I don't know if you intentionally did that, but to me, I didn't notice your struggle till I got older. Probably like high school. So when I don't know. I don't really remember. But when we were in the old house, when we were married, I didn't know about everything that was going on. Like for the longest, I didn't even really know truly why y'all got a divorce till recently. Like within the last couple of years. Because I had just never asked. And then one day I thought, I was like, why did they really get a divorce? Because to me, it seemed like y'all was fine. But I was But I was like, what, 6? I barely remember.
Yeah, we met when you were 4. We got married when you were 6. He left the first time when you were 9.
You left twice?
It was all like within a couple of months. Like he left, came back, tried it for a couple of months, and then he left again. So then that was in 09. But a lot of times when he was visiting, you weren't home. Like you might have been at whatever activity you were in at the time, because obviously I got that time out home.
But I would go out. You mentioned this in one of your videos. I was out every weekend.
Right. You were
at a friend's house.
And then so then it was.
But did you purposefully like let me? Cause you know that's a lot to be out as. Not that I was young. Like I was obviously old enough to be at their house and have a sleepover. But did you want me out the house? Not like you didn't want me to be there with you, but when things like that would happen, did you not want me around?
No, I think it was a popular thing back then, because your friends used to come visit a lot, and then your cousins used to come over a lot. But I think just at that time, I think you asked to go out all the time, and I think you probably sensed that like this house is too miserable for me, so let me get on up out of here. Like that's how, looking back on it, that's how I think.
I do know I used to like to be out the house.
I think it was just because I was miserable, and not that I think I showed it, but I think you probably felt it or sensed it.
Kids be knowing.
Yeah, and it's not like I kept the curtains drawn or anything like that, because you know we always open the curtains, always open the blinds, let light in and stuff like that. I think you could probably just sense it, and that's one of the comments like I had made at your dad. Remember, I thought that after a while maybe you seemed sad and depressed because you never wanted to be there. When you were there, you were kind of, you know, not your normal self. So that's when I felt it. Not necessarily that you ever said, oh, I'm sad, or why do I feel like this, or anything like that. But I think that's when it kind of turned itself around, because then after a while, I don't think you went to a lot of sleepovers. And after that, I think once my demeanor changed, then you became kind of like, well, because you're a homebody.
I am a homebody.
But you like to be home. Now you like to be home all the time. But I don't think, I think I purposely did hide things from you, because you're just not supposed to let a child see too much. So, yeah. That's where that piece comes. But in the midst of all of that, even just how have you felt seeing your mom?
Wait, before you go there, I also want to address what my mom said in the last video about all that name brand stuff. I'm not a materialistic person, and if you are, ain't nothing wrong with that. But me, I'm not. So when she say name brand, don't think I was asking for like Gucci, Louis, all that. No. And I told my mom, I'm like, one example is I might have wanted my bra, get my bras from Pink, but I had to go to Target. That's like the most name brand like thing that I would want, but I want to address that because I don't want people to think like I was this little kid asking for expensive behind stuff.
And it may not have been you asking for it. It may have been you saying, "Ooh, so and so got so and so," or "So and so got so and so." So that me thinking that because you're commenting on it, oh, I wish I had that too.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I did wish I had stuff, but it would mainly be like I wouldn't think it was. Nobody really had. Excuse me. Name brand. Like now that we're older, people might have it. But when we were in middle school, elementary school, nobody had on. What do you classify as name brand? Because when I think of name brand, I think of top-notch luxury brand.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking more so in high school. Like I don't really want to mention certain names, but.
But even then, I always like. Even now, I shop at basic stores. I go to H&M and Forever 21. I want to change that, but that's besides the point. I would just go to basic stores.
She's maturing. You cleared that up?
Yes.
You feel better now? Mm-hmm. Although when I look back at it, I don't think it made her sound like that at all. I didn't think it made her sound like she was materialistic. Just that, you know, we all have certain things we like to wear, and there's certain stores we want to try. But you know, it is what it is. But how did you feel, or can you recall at all, like watching your mom go through the struggles that I've gone through?
Like what?
So I remember when I had to tell you we had to move out of the house. Mm-hmm. And you were 13, 12 years old. And I remember having to sit her down and tell her, like, we have to move out of this house. And she was devastated. It's like, I like this house. I like my friends. I don't remember what the group of friends were.
Well, at the time, a lot of my friends lived. Did you say where we lived?
In the Northeast.
In the Northeast.
Mm-hmm. And
that was also the time where I was just about to go into 7th grade, so my friends that I was making in middle school lived over here. So it was like, yeah, I miss these friends, but I also wasn't hanging out with those friends as much, and we're becoming closer with the friends in middle school, which we're closer now once we moved to Mama's house. I mean, yeah, most of my friends were in the Northeast when I was younger.
But at the time, her middle school was near my mom's house, which is where we were moving to. So it's like, oh, the plus side of it is that you'll be closer to your friends and you'll be closer to your cousins.
Yeah, and all of our
cousins, because we were the only ones out there or over there. I don't want to make it seem like it was far. It was just
Northeast is high.
in a different direction in which everything is now. So it was, but she was sad. Like, she liked that house. That was a good house.
Yeah, it was a nice house.
It was a nice house. And I felt bad that I had to uproot her. We had to go move in with my mom, so we had to follow her rules. And again, like I said, Imani's never been a bad child, so we had rules that she just knew how to follow. But now that we're moving into somebody else's house, we have to follow a whole new set of rules. And moving in with your mama is a whole other set.
And not that it was like unnecessary rules, it's just, people are different. So things she might want done, we didn't necessarily care to have it done as bad as she did.
Or like her cleaning style was different than our cleaning style.
But she helped me become I was never a dirty kid, but kids be messy sometimes. Living with my mom, I've become not a clean freak, but more organized, more neat since living with her. I have noticed that.
So pros and cons. There's pros and cons to everything.
Well, when you told me, I remember, but I don't remember the exact conversation you were talking about when you had to tell me we had to leave. But I do. I forget. I don't even know what I was about to say. Oh, I think that's when I first realized your struggle, but not as deep as it was. But because you told me like you couldn't afford the house by yourself, so I think that's when I really like started to know that you were struggling.
And it's never anything that you want to have to tell your kids. So although, are you dancing at this point?
I had just started dance. We had just signed me up. I was going to start that 7th grade. No.
I told you the timeline.
No, yeah. Wait. It's because I did, as soon as I stopped gymnastics, I went straight into dance. But you know, my birthday's in the middle of the year. So when I say
like, off, remember?
Oh yeah, I started dancing in 8th grade.
Right.
Oh, so then no, the year after. When we moved to my mom's club. I know I was, because my mom used to take me to school.
When we lived in the old house.
Oh.
So when we lived in the Northeast and Imani started middle school, it was again in an entirely different neighborhood. But I was watching the kids at the time, and my kids would show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I did my in-home daycare. So we had to recruit my mother to be her driver to come pick her up and take her to school and bring her home from school. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a huge village to raise a child when you're a single parent. So my mother used to come every morning, pick her up, take her to school, and bring her back. Every year. I think that was every day. I think that was only like a year.
That's what I'm saying. I think before 7th grade is when we moved into my mom's house.
Right. So, that was challenging. I thank my mother for that every day. But then when we moved to her house, I think you had been in the dance program by then. Needless to say, the dance program where she started was near our house in the Northeast. But her school was near my mother's house in the other part of the city. So even though we were now moving closer to her school by being at my mother's house, we were moving farther away from the dance school.
And the dance, did you ever talk about how like that was unplanned?
No.
So after I stopped gymnastics, I didn't remember why I stopped, but then you said in your video you wanted me to stop because you wanted me to focus that year in school so that I could get my grades good to get into a good high school. So,
and not that she was ever a bad student, I just wanted to make sure
I was honor roll.
She stayed on point
every year.
The whole time. I wanted no distractions. I wanted this to be her best year ever.
So the original plan was for me to take a year off, but then find another gymnastics place because for some reason we didn't want to go there no more. So I was going to find another gymnastics place, but then me and my mom had went with my aunt and my cousin to sign up my little cousin for dance, and we just happened to go. And since we were there, my mom was just like, "Do you want to dance?" And I was like, "Sure." So that's how the dance thing happened. I never really came to mom and was like, "Oh, I want to dance," because I was a gymnastics girl. So I thought I was going to finish out with that, but I didn't. I miss it though.
And then of course the dance was more expensive than the gymnastics, so that's when I had people come at me again. You need to stop putting her in all these expensive activities. But again, I'm not going to let her not do some kind of extracurricular activity because mom was messed up. So that was a struggle because it was the regular monthly tuition, and then on top of that there was what's it called, recital, and you had to order the costume like halfway through the year.
You said competition?
Then she advanced to this elite team that then put her into competition. So then there was extra money spent for that, a different fee for just the competition itself. And then it was a lot.
I still to this day don't know how much dance costs.
It was a lot. It was more than gymnastics.
Well,
it was a lot more than gymnastics. Dance was expensive. And it wasn't even...
I remember gymnastics. Then I just had to show up with $5 every day.
I think it was like $5, then it was like $7, and then we paid the one-time fee for the costume, and then that was it.
Okay.
But it was every year for how long did you say you did gymnastics?
Well, I did gymnastics for 8 years, but I wasn't always at the same place.
Right.
So I probably was at the second place for like 5-6 years.
And dance was a financial struggle because it was always something due. So you always had your monthly tuition. And that was through September through June. And then again, it was like competition was coming around, so we had to order the costumes for that. And then it's a specific shoe, a specific tight, a specific this that was different than the attire that she had to wear just to the regular classes. So it was just on top. It was like, what? So when that final year came around, it was like, girl, let me help you understand something. Mommy is very excited that this is your last year, because this right here is coming. Then we had to travel. One year we had to travel to Atlantic City. The other 2 years we had to travel to Lancaster. And it was, yeah, but she was a good dancer. And she had fun. And it was nice. I'm glad it was over with.
No. What was really like, not bad, but I went to high school in South Philly. And I would leave school, like, I think I had dance 3 times a week. And 3 days out of that week, or every week, I would go all the way from South Philly and go all the way to the Northeast. And be there sometimes till 9, 10 o'clock.
And for those who may not live in Philadelphia that might be watching,
That's
what's
far.
like the travel time?
That's a hike.
Like, how long did it take you to get from, how long did it take you to
At
get from our
least-
house to school?
From here to school, mind you, this is public transportation, so it's longer.
Right.
Here to school wasn't that bad. Like an hour.
Sounds bad. To
Well,
school?
back then it was fine. If I had to do that today, I would die. But yeah, I would get on the
From-
train at like 6:41.
Mhm.
It would get me down there around 7, and I get to school. School's only like 10 minutes away. I get on the bus when I get off the train, and that's like a 10-minute ride, right?
Yeah, so it was like 35, 40 minutes at the
The
most.
train ride at least was like 20-something minutes.
Right. And it was like
So
a
then, yeah,
10-minute
not
bus
even
ride.
an hour, maybe like 45
Yeah,
minutes.
like half an
Because
hour.
I always got to school early too. I'm always the first one at school. But from here to school wasn't bad. From school to, if we lived in the Northeast back when I was in high school, I probably wouldn't have went to Colombo. Because that's too far.
Mhm.
And then I was thinking, like, even how would I get to the train from our house?
Mhm.
It's doable, but I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
do it.
it was a lot at that time. But I think I probably would have been able to take you to the train station at that point. But anyway, we digress. How long did it take you to get from school to dance?
I don't know, at least an hour. Because sometimes when I got on the train, my dad would be able to pick me up, but sometimes he wouldn't be. So I would have to get off the train and get another bus, and sometimes that bus would take its time coming. So, and that's a good little ride that you cannot walk. I mean, you can walk it. You know what I'm talking about, from that Wawa all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's, if you walk that, that's long.
Yeah, that was
So I had to wait for the bus because it's too long of a walk.
Whereas if she took the bus, it literally dropped her off at the corner.
Right.
So,
Well, I had to walk like a block, but even then, it's fine.
even if.
Because you have to walk, remember, you have to go through the back, but it's still fine. But public transportation, I give myself props for doing that 4 years, because that was terrible. And I hate getting on the bus now. I hate it. I will lift everywhere. I refuse to take the bus unless I have to.
Mhm.
And I don't know why. I guess me being down there, because, you know, Virginia, when I say down there, I mean Virginia. They don't have public transit. Well, they have it, but it doesn't run as often, you know, as the city. So we take Lyfts and Ubers everywhere. So I guess that's what I'm used to. But I don't know. Being down there and coming back is just like,
Well, I think that's where we should end it for now, because then I think you probably have a whole different set of emotions for watching me go through what I went through high school. Now that you were thoroughly aware of what I was going through and how that may have impacted you at all. Like, even like the discussions you may have had with your friends or anything like that. Because you're saying that's when you kind of realized exactly what the
yeah.
struggle
Well, high
was.
school, I definitely realized.
Yeah, so we'll pick that up in the next video. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell when you do subscribe so that you will be notified immediately of all of our uploads. Thanks for watching. Bye.